Joining us today is a man who has donned many hats: advertising guru, marketing maven and successful businessman, known today as a renowned brand strategist, thought leader, columnist and CEO of Counselage India. We are thrilled to welcome the inimitable Suhel Seth as he explores why Brand Bharat matters. Please welcome on stage Mr. Suhel Seth.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you to Times Now for having me here. If someone can remove these teleprompters, they're like reflecting, and they will never be used by me. Today, India stands at a crossroads like never before. The fact that the summit theme is keeping Bharat ahead tells you of the journey we've traversed, not just since 1947, but in our civilizational legacy. Great brands preserve not just their legacy, they preserve their DNA. What we've seen, therefore, is a return to our DNA. When we talk about Bharat, it is not a political statement. It is not a statement that is being made in a vernacular language. It is actually bringing back the glory, the legacy, the civilizational history, the culture, the rootedness of such a brand. And why Bharat matters today is because Bharat has produced the Bharatiyas, or the Indians, who matter across the world. And I'm not even talking about people in positions of power in multinational corporations. I'm not talking about scientists of Indian origin who go on to win the Nobel. I'm not talking about literatures and authors. I'm not talking about artists and actors. I'm talking about the average Indian of today. The fact that today an Indian, a Bharatiya, can dream big is a tribute to the Bharat that we are in today. The fact that we have so many unicorns in India today is a tribute to the Bharat that we are part of today. The fact that Indians today, wherever they are across the world, whether they are of Indian origin or Indians living overseas, the confidence which we are seeing today is a confidence of renewal, respect and reward. Great brands are those that provide benefits. What is the benefit that Brand Bharat provides? The single biggest benefit that Brand Bharat provides is experiential civilizational legacy. We've seen it all. We've seen cultural differences, we've seen invaders, we've seen conquerors, and yet our DNA has remained untouched. Our heart has remained unsoiled. Our purpose has continued to remain steadfast. That's what great brands are about. And why Brand Bharat matters across the world today is we are the only country, to my mind, that is focused on development. We're the only country that is focused on peace. We're the only country that is focused on growth. We haven't allowed ourselves in today's vicious, turbulent times to be distracted by either war or, issues that are distracting. Why Bharat matters today and why Brand Bharat matters today is we have, and I'll be unabashed in my praise, you have a leader like Narendra Modi who leads from the front. Leadership is about leading. Leadership is not about power. Great brands need great drivers. They need great leaders. Great brands need people who believe in that brand. Whether you agree with Narendra Modi's politics, and often I don't, the fact is that he believes in Bharat. He believes in the capabilities of every Bharatiya. He believes that Bharatiyas must be given their rightful share on the high table across the world. That's the kind of leadership you need. That's why Brand Bharat matters. Because you have leaders today who are not only experienced, but are willing to walk the talk, are willing to change the national discourse in order to pursue only one idea, and that is the idea of Bharat. You remember in the good old days, we would keep talking about the idea of India, and we talk about the journey that India made. And it is not my case to say that, oh, why are we replacing India with Bharat? Because India is more recent. Bharat has lived longer than all of us and will continue to remain as the edifice, the nave on which many Indias will and have been built. It is important for us, for the young of this country, for people who visit this country to now understand the legacy from which we are born. Bharat was born from the womb of progressive thought. And if you go back into our history, you go back into our civilizational legacy, you will see that in every area that Brand Bharat operated in, it brought about a material difference, not only to itself, but to the world. Look at theology. Look at what we gave the world in terms of spirituality. Look at what we gave the world in terms of arithmetic. Look at what we gave the world in terms of conscious thinking. And I'm delighted that today we are proud to bring that back. The shame that we often attributed to being called Bharatiyas versus Indians, that has dissipated. It has dissipated because someone, and in this case Modi, has given us reason not to be arrogant but to be proud. Not to be divisive but to be purposeful. And purposeful not only of our legacy, but of the contributions we can make, the things we can do, and the change we can bring about. Great brands, and especially country brands, bring about great change. At one time, Germany was known as a brand for its engineering. France was known as a brand for its food products. Today, where are they? Where are those nations? Those nations are fraught with stress, with tension that you and I can't imagine. And yet, with all that we've gone through, and democracy is a chaotic form of government, despite everything that has happened in this country, every Bharatiya can raise his head and stand tall and say that I am proud to belong to a legacy that has allowed me to breathe freely, develop progressively, and contribute in a meaningful manner. And that's the ecosystem of Brand Bharat. So when I look to the future, and when I see and think of where Brand Bharat will be, I'm not going to get into the jingoistic aspects of we will do this, we will do that. Brand Bharat will continue to be the soul and the conscience keeper of the world, because that's what we've been brought up by our parents to be. We will continue to be upholders of values that are timeless, values that are meaningful, and values that are cemented in a learning that has gone over millions of years, over thousands of years. Where do I see the Bharatiya? I see the Bharatiya once again proud without the arrogance. I see the Bharatiya committed to this nation in a way that never happened before. It's very difficult for national or country brands to think alike. You may disagree with the BJP, you may disagree with their politics, as I said, as I often do, but today Brand Bharat is united. It's united in its purpose. It is united in its belief that we can do. You cannot have a great brand that doesn't have believers. You cannot have a great brand that doesn't believe in itself. And you certainly can't have a great brand that doesn't inspire belief. Today, no matter what you might say, no matter where in the world you are, if you're an Indian, if you're from Bharat, you inspire, you lead, you learn, you absorb, and never with a tinge of arrogance. Because one of the things that has been imprinted in our DNA and in our character, in our minds, is that we are mere transitionary on this planet. We are custodians for the future. And to that end, I personally am proud that I was born in this country. I would have wished no other. I traveled all over the world. I travel all over the world. I would never want to be born anything but a Bharatiya. I would never want to dismiss my country, no matter what mistakes it makes, by saying that, oh, things will never change. Things have changed in the last 10 years. There is more progress than you and I could imagine. Who would have imagined that a country of our size would have recovered from the ravages of COVID? Many people didn't imagine we could, but we did. What we have seen today is the resilience, the respect and the relevance of every Bharatiya across the world. And that is important. Finally, I will just say this to each one of you, since you represent all the strands of Bharat. Remember that we are from the land of Gandhi and Buddha. We are from the land that gave the world Tagore and Patel. We are from the land that gave the world Satyajit Ray and Ritik Ghotok and Mrinal Sen and Prem Chand. We are from that civilizational legacy. And in many ways, I'm delighted when governments or politicians or leaders want us to revisit that past. Because if you don't understand that history, you will never appreciate the sacrifices that our founding fathers made to make Bharat what it is today. And if for that and that alone we have to be grateful, we not only need to have gratitude, we need to have pride. But pride laced with humility. Pride held with purpose and a vision which is undaunting in pursuing a global environment, which is the one that we had envisaged as Bharatiyas. It's a great time to be in Bharat. The children who are born today don't even know the blessings that they are being born with to be born Bharatiyas. It's not about the passport, it's about the soul. It's not about just the citizenship, it's about belonging. And it's not just about a country, it's about Bharat. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Seth. We kindly ask you to stay back on the stage. Request Hina to present you with a token of appreciation graciously offered by our luxury partner, Tamil Nadu.